The click, click, clicking of a pen 2 rows back has pulled me out of the room entirely. There's a tag in my collar I cannot unfeel. 7 thoughts arrived at once, none of them finished. There's a hum from a fluorescent light invading my mind. I know this story, I have always known this story. Too loud, too scattered, too much, and still somehow not enough. By the time I was 12, the word wrong found me more times than I could count. Too many tabs open, time moving in floods and droughts. Never the ordinary river everyone else seems to swim without thinking. I learned to perform stillness the way some people learn a language. Practiced fluent and yet bone tired. By the time I got home, there was nothing left of me. No one could see why. From the outside I seem fine, but the brain is not the verdict rendered on it. Not inattentive, differently attentive. Everything arrives at once, equally urgent, until something magnificent arrives, and then I cannot look away. The whole world narrows to one bright point, and that point becomes me. But you were not broken, you were misread. Not lazy, out of fuel, overspending on being legible to a world not wired for you. Not broken, not behind, not too much, built otherwise, made differently. Even now, even here, flames brightly.
The loop is starting, I know this. There you are. Same sequence, familiar turn, beginning again. I see you, I know your shape. I'm staying here. You say this time is different. You always say that. You say just once more, you say. But what if you say you won't be sure until you follow? The loop has a voice. It speaks with urgency. It speaks with certainty. That's the loop speaking thought, not instruction. Signal, not command. Pattern, not truth. Just activity in the mind. I see you. I know your shape. I'm staying here. The question remains, I can feel it waiting. Part of me wants relief.
Part of me wants certainty.
Part of me wants one clear answer before moving on. I know that feeling. One more answer, one more check, one more certainty. I see you. I know your shape. I'm staying here. Feet on the floor, breath moving in,
Breath moving out.
the question can remain a question.
The answer can wait.
The uncertainty can stay. The loop can spin.
I do not have to spin with it.
The loop can run.
I do not have to run with it.
Still here.
You've been away, though not gone, just somewhere else, following thought after thought. One memory opening another, one question becoming three, one unfinished conversation still asking to be finished. You've been away, I know that place. The mind says keep going, you're getting closer. One more turn, one more piece, one more hour, then it will finally make sense, or so it promises. But you've walked this road before, you know it's scenery. The answer keeps moving, the horizon steps back. Each time you approach, it slips a little farther away. You've been away, come back now. This is the room, this is the day. The past has said everything it knows. The conversation is over, the verdict has been delivered. Nothing new is waiting at the bottom of this well. You stayed because it mattered, of course you stayed, but caring and solving are not the same thing. You can love a question and still put it down. You've been away, come back now. Nothing has been lost, nothing requires completion, nothing is asking to be finished tonight. Welcome back, the door was never closed. This moment has been waiting. Here you are. Something was always different, the room too loud, time unreliable, trying harder, arriving somewhere wrong. And then a name arrived, just that a name, and 30 years rearranged themselves in an instant. Oh, it was this, it was always this. And then the grief arrived. Grief is what comes when something unnamed your whole life finally gets a name. Grief for the child who worked twice as hard and was still told they weren't trying. Grief for the conclusions drawn, lazy, careless, scattered, difficult, not one of them accurate, but all of them believe. Grief for the years of not knowing why and the price it demanded, because it was never laziness, you were running a race. No one told you was longer than everyone else's, and you kept running. Cradle now, the one who carried all of this without knowing what it was. Soothe the child who heard wrong and believed it. Ease the teenager who learned to version of you who kept going, crumbling sometimes, unraveling at the edges. You were not defective, you were finding your way without a map, across rocky ground, and yet you are still here. That is not nothing, that is everything.
You always were. You translated you for years, seeking words that fit the room, learning the smile expected there, an answer people understood. You were called wrong first and often, long enough to wonder if it might be true. But the shape of your mind is not a problem to solve. So here is something, return not given, new given back. Move at the pace that fits your feet, allowed to step away before overwhelm fills the room. To need quiet, to need movement, to stop measuring yourself against someone else's map. The oak does not apologize for growing differently than the pine. The river does not apologize for taking a different course. Work with your mind instead of against it. Notice what helps, keep what works. Build a life that fits your shape. Leave the mask by the door. You don't